In 2003, people with a learning disability and their families were given the opportunity to take photos and write their life stories. These were shown around New Zealand. When the exhibition closed, a book and this DVD were made so that the stories would live on. Many who tell their stories here are leaders of People First, Ngā Tangata Tuatahi. This is a self-advocacy organisation run by and for people with a learning disability. A lottery grant made this DVD and book possible, and any profits from sales go to People First.
Come on in. Hi, my name's Josie. I'm about to read you my story. I was born in Australia 40 years ago. My mother was Australian, my father from Lebanese, from Lebanon. When I was 2, my mother threw a bit of wood at me. I ended up in hospital in foster care. My dad came to New Zealand with my sisters and brother. He wanted me to live with them. Social welfare had other ideas. My father abused all the children. I only met him once when I was 32. I wanted to know why he separated us. I didn't get any answers. He's dead now. I went through 8 families until I came to the one I wanted. I stayed 4 years until I was 7. I loved that place, but they couldn't keep me. They had 3 other children. They found out I had a disability, and that was it. Then I kept moving to different families. I was raped too. I was devastated. At 15, they couldn't control me. If I said something, I'd get slapped. So I stopped talking. I was put in an institution in Wanganui with about 50 other children and adults. The first administrator in the institution used to be in the army. He used to march us up and down in the paddock and make us do press-ups. I'm glad he's not my support person now. Before I came to the institution, I had looked after myself, but I wasn't allowed to. Young staff about the same age as us told us what to do, came into the bathroom to wash us and choose our clothes. They brought them in bulk. One neat thing was supporting Raymond, who was in a wheelchair. I used to bath, feed and help him roll over and take him for a walk. He died when he was 21. He had his birthday in May and he died in August. And I went to his funeral, or a lot of us went to his funeral. I had the honour of sitting by his coffin. And he was at the pa at Rarahi. We buried him at Rarahi. And I sat there and I cried. But it was good because I thought he was actually talking to me, calming me, which was really good. I did make some good friends. If it wasn't for Lana, Robert and Paddy, I wouldn't be here now. I met Alana when at school, when she was 7 and I was 8. When she left after 2 weeks, I cried as she was my only friend. I met her again in the institution. She came to give her parents a break. We were related now. Her cousin married my foster brother. After a few years, 5 of us stayed in a flat on site to learn how to look after ourselves. I was 25 when I left. I was pleased but also frightened. Because I had lived in an enclosed environment. Then I kept being moved from place to place again. It was too much for me. I went mad like a child. I had to go back to the institution. Over the next few years, I learnt to shop to budget my money, play sport like cricket and soccer, and have my own flat. This is very important to me. I love my independence. Until last year, I got help with my budgeting and shopping from one service. Then the manager suggested I get help from another service instead. In 4 months, I've had 7 different support people. I'm on my 8th now. I'm hoping this one will stay. She seems nice and won't take any crap from anyone. She tells them what's what. She's really good. One of my legs is shorter than the other, so my balance isn't good. I really need public transport. I go on the bus to Wellington for People First meetings. It takes about 4 hours. People First has achieved a lot. Getting paid in the workshops, the horrible logos off the vans, lobbying that staff were not more important than what we were. Nigel and Cindy support People First. I trust Nigel. He's a great mate. Cindy's like the mother I've never had. In People First, one of my great things was that over 50 of us went to Melbourne last year to the Inclusion International Congress. 2 of us were from Wanganui. I was one of them. About 8 to 10 years ago, we started Club 26 because some of us found it hard to participate. We wanted our own club run by and for people with intellectual disabilities. A staff person could support us, but with our own ideas. We go to shows, the tavern, karaoke, play cricket with the business teams. In 1990, we went to Australia for a holiday. At the workshop, I get up to $40 a fortnight. I'd rather have a proper paid job. I worked at a takeaway, but some staff treated me like crap. Then I worked at a department store, full-time, for 4.5 years. The managers didn't treat me like an equal. Money is so important to us to survive. We are better off than other people are. I'm on the invalid's benefit. I wish they'd changed the name. For 13 years I have rented my own flat. This is the best I have had. I've always had run-down flats before. I paid all my bills. It takes 15 minutes to walk to town. I know that you're with him just now as I write. My flat is good. I don't like to live anywhere else. I collect key rings, which is my hobby, as you can see. It's central to Wanganui. It's central to going to shops or going into town or meeting people. It's only a few years ago that I met my family again. Here is my sister Maria and her family. I met her at Dad's funeral 2 years ago and spent Christmas with her family last year. I never met my real mum. She died now too. In the photo, I'm with my sisters, Yvonne and Linda, with their families, and my brother Simon. He spent most of his life in Tokanui. I only met Linda last year. We look like twins. I'm glad I've met my family and now I have sisters to look up to. I've always wanted to find out for my family, find out what my family was. And now I have, and starting to find new family, it's good. I'm not lost now.
Well, hi, I've just got these boards back returned to me. This is mostly about my life and where I'm living and where I'm working. Firstly, I was born in Hokitika but adopted by my family from Westport. There were 7 of us. My dad was in the power board. My parents now lived in another town not far away. I don't see them so much, but I ring them up and talk to them on the phone. I have a sister in Stoke. I can visit her on my bike. When Dad got made redundant, we moved to Nelson. In high school, I went to a special class to get help with my speech and reading. We used to bake scones for the teachers on Mondays. We did get to eat some ourselves too. When I was 18, I finished school and went to live in a 24-hour staffing home. The service helped us. Got horticultural work. Apples, for example, apples and kiwi fruit picking. One of my lifestyle goals was to learn the piano, and the staff helped me do that. I enjoy the piano. Staff taught us how to cook and helped some of us get into flat. I moved from one place to another. We had our ups and downs. The staff helped us get groceries and we were always there to talk to. I've always been shy at school and I still feel quiet and sad and will not look people in the eye. But I made a friend who helped me get out of that my shell. He's still a good friend. I moved into a flat with an older lady and we didn't get on well. From there I went on boarding, but I lost my independence. I had the cooking and washing done for me. Mum and Dad helped me put aside some money to save for a place of my own. 2 years ago I bought this flat and now I'm living on my own. I prefer that. My flat is at the end of this block. It has a conservatory at the front. The grapevines at the back has black grapes. The flat is nice and quiet and sunny. It doesn't get much frost as it's near the hills. It gets the morning sun so it's warm when I get home from night shift. The good part about having your own flat is that you can have who you want to stay. I started off with 2 others living with me but they left and since then I've been on my own and enjoyed it. At first, it was a challenge to show how I could stick to my budget, pay the mortgage rates. I paid the bills on automatic payment, so I don't have to worry about having money in my pocket. I have someone who comes in 2 times a week to help me. We sit down and we see where I need help, maybe in the garden or we do shopping. I get to choose my support person, that's good. I have a paid job as a general hand in the fish factory. I like my job. I've moved around, cleaning, emptying rubbish bins, making tea and coffee and sometimes help on the line. I support the union too. Some of the people are nice, but I had a run-in with some where I moved to night shift. Night shift is good. I get to sleep in on cold mornings. This photo was taken at O'Reilly's, where I met my friends on Thursdays. I've got a lemonade in this photo. I usually drink beer. DB's my favourite. And down here, this is the was O'Reilly's, where I met my friends on Thursday nights. Now this here is a group of committee for friendship links. Now friendship links, what I mean is from people who's been in Ngāwatū people who's been there in Braemar or Ngāwatū hasn't been made any friends. So this is when the committee gets together and meets them with them and takes them out and join for us. Sometimes have a barbecue or Christmas party, or just have a quiet drink somewhere and have a talk and a few laughs and make friends with them. Tony's a good friend. We met when we worked together years ago. When I visit, he made me a cup of tea and showed me his bike and his flat. He's also bought his own flat too. He's Vice President of People First Nelson. With me are the two support people for Nelson People First, Helen Fitzgibbon and Sharon Bogg. I often go to Wellington for People First meetings. Here I was signing the lease for the People First National Office with the chairperson of DPA, Gary Williams. I have two cats and one budgie that I got for Christmas. They are good company. If you have a bad day, you sit and relax and the cats snuggle up to you. I have a friend who feeds the cats when I'm away in Wellington and doing work for People First. My flat's close to the takeaway dairies and hairdressers and the pubs up the road. I use my bike to get to work, and I bike to see my sister to the beach and for a swim and to the movies.
It's Belinda. Who's this? Who's that? Hi, my name is Susan. I'm Belinda's mother. This is my daughter Belinda. I'm going to tell you something about Belinda's life. This is Belinda's story. Now 21 years old, Belinda lives in a staffed home in Whakatane in the Eastern Bay of Plenty. Belinda was the fourth of our 5 children. They have all left home now. When Belinda was very young, she was slow, but she learnt to talk, do puzzles, and enjoy books. She has always liked to take part in activities. When she learnt to take clothes off the line, she was so proud that she used to sneak down and take them off before they were even dry. But then she began to regress, becoming fearful, incontinent, and aggressive. For years, our endless efforts to get help were fruitless. No one would do anything. Her behaviour was seen as a side effect of her intellectual disability. She became terrified of water. We both nearly drowned once, as her fear led her to cling to me and push me under. During her teenage years, we even had to manhandle her into a shower. Finally, her terror increased and she became too afraid to walk or even to eat. At last, our concerns were addressed, and we found expert psychiatrists who could begin to help. It has taken many years to find the right drug.
Daddy came in.
Yeah, Daddy helped. It's taken many years to find expert psychiatrists who could begin to help. It took a long time to find the right drug and medication level for Belinda, and so that she could participate in a full life. As parents, Dave and I have had to fight for services and support every step of the way.
You're Daddy now.
You get so tired because of the time and energy involved in trying to access the services that your child needs. Often we are seen as difficult when we try to ensure the basic right to health care, education, and services for our children. Belinda moved from the family home 3 years ago to live in a residential service nearby. The 3 caregivers are all lovely people who genuinely care about Belinda. We share news and information about her activities and state of mind, and ideas of how to keep her happy and well. After 18 years of full-time care and bringing up 4 other children, this quality of care makes it possible for Dave and I to relax now. We can pick Belinda up and enjoy having her on outings and to dinner at home. We know she has a wonderful life and doesn't miss out on anything by not being with us. In fact, She seems to prefer the company of her own friends, and after an outing with us often asks to go home. This year at 21, Belinda has had to leave the school she loved. Again, we have had to fight for funding for one-to-one support so that she continues to have new and varied experiences.
Yeah.
Be with her friends and stay healthy and happy. Yes, I know. We still have a sense of loss for how Belinda might have been if her psychiatric symptoms had been recognised and treated earlier. Medication has reduced her fear and enabled her to have a good quality of life, but she has only regained some of her former speech, her ability to take part in activities and understand her world.
Yeah.
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 One of your main caregivers is lovely. After visiting our home, Belinda enjoys hearing me tell Susan all her news. So when we come back from our house, we tell Susan or Morag or Heather all the news, don't we, of what we've done each day. This is your living room. They're all your friends. Rangi?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's Lee and there's Belinda. Belinda is occasionally incontinent. She used to sit on a plastic chair on a plastic mat, but the staff didn't like it. They bought her own chair that matches the couches in the living room, and they've had